in the physics of now, one can travel only in space, not in time. So the time travel are categorically excluded. Time travel are a subject that now for 100 years is present in popular science articles. Also some serious articles are written on this. Some physicists say it is possible to travel in the future but not in the past. The other maybe say opposite. But everything shows a deep misunderstanding. Also these articles that particles that at the quantum level you could move in the past or future. All this is just a mental crap. I guess it was Feynman's idea actually that electron when moving backward in space-time becomes a positron. From the quantum level to the level of the black holes, which means from the micro to the macro, every physical object, let's start with the light, with the photon, to the black star, moves only in the space, and the duration of motion is time. Time is a man-made physical quantity created by humans so that we can measure velocity. If you go with a car or if you walk, whatever, then you measure your velocity, how many meters per second you move. In 1 second, how many meters you pass. This is velocity. And time was invented to measure velocity. But the velocity is something that exists in time invariant space in which is always now. So this time travel is really a nice example how people are trapped, imprisoned in their psychological time. They see this time outside in the physical universe, but the time is inside. They experience everything through time. If we want a physics which is free from this psychological time, we have to step out of psychological time, and then there is no time travel. And they are world-known scientists which they discuss about time travel. 99% of humanity lives in psychological time. And stepping out of psychological time is the only way to improve life on this planet. Because once you step out of psychological time, you also step a little bit out of your personality. You are still there in the personality, but with one leg you are in consciousness. Once you step out of psychological time, then the transformation starts. The transformation from the person to the consciousness. Because from the level of the person, from the psychological aspect of who you are, you cannot step out of psychological time. You can only step out of psychological time when one part of you is in the consciousness. That's why there is 100 years of discussion about this time and time travel and all this stuff. Because people are only in the mind. Albert Einstein, he was with one leg, with one step, he was in the consciousness. That's why he said time, past and future are stubborn, persistent illusions. Erwin Schrödinger, I guess he was out of psychological time with both legs. He was outside, he was in the consciousness. Because he says very clearly that only now exists, and that this now is eternity itself. And Erwin Schrödinger is now dead maybe for 70 years or something. But humanity is still suffering in linear time. Destroying this planet in the name of science. And believing that we can progress in the frame in which we are living now. We cannot. Humanity can progress only by stepping out of the existent scientific paradigm. To solve the problems which we have on the planet, we have to step out of the milieu, of the situation in which these problems have been created. Albert Einstein told us very clearly, you cannot solve the problem in the frame of the theory in which problem appears. So I warmly invite everybody who really has interest in this to read my book. On physics, which is out of psychological time, which is the physics of now. Once you are out of time, you do not take so serious anymore your personality. You become more flexible. And slowly you start growing into consciousness. Because human being actually is pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is self-aware. So the consciousness is not aware only of the subjects only of the objects that are in consciousness, because entire universe is in consciousness. Consciousness is also aware of itself. And this is the most profound and the most beautiful and the most deep experience that one could have. Being self-aware is the biggest scientific discovery. Buddha was one of the biggest scientists ever on the planet. Christ was one of the biggest scientists on the planet. Lao Tzu was one of the biggest scientists of the planet. All enlightened masters, they have been the biggest scientists of the planet, of humanity, because they discover the source of the universe. Material universe, psychological universe exists inside of consciousness. And the consciousness is just another name for God or spirit or whatever, you name it. But the most exciting is that you are it. We all are it. And this is the only way to stop this nonsense on the planet where the people kill each other in the name of religion, in the name of race, in the name of whatever. The more you are identified, the more potentially there is a chaos. Two enlightened beings cannot fight about anything, because the consciousness is their common ground. They might have different ideas about something, but they don't care, because they are not based in the mental, on the mental level. They are based much deeper, and humanity, to survive, has to go deeper. And this deeper is far beyond the time. And as I started this time travel, time travel are scientific illusion. But not only one, there are many. Now there are many people convinced that we live in simulation. That the entire universe is simulation. I cannot believe this. So, I wish everybody a good day.